Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and this is Grilled Esquites. Now, if you're a fan of elotes or Mexican street corn, then you're gonna love esquites. This is a perfect addition to any summer meal. Now, esquites pack all the same great flavors that elotes have. The corn, the mayo, the cotija cheese, the lime and chili, all of that stuff off the cob in the form of a Mexican corn salad. Now, the great thing about this is it's easier and cleaner to eat. You can just shovel it down with a spoon or a fork, and it allows you to add a couple extra ingredients if you like. Today we're gonna add some fire roasted jalapenos, some minced red onion, and then a garnish of totopos, which is just some fried corn tortillas for a little extra crunch. Now, of course, we're doing this all on the grill, so let's get started by firing it up. Today we're cooking on the PK300. This is the Aaron Franklin edition, so we're gonna get this started with a chimney of lump charcoal. So we'll get a couple of our Kamado Joe fire starters going. Chimney on top. And we're gonna fill it up with some Jealous Devil chunks. All right, so let's just let this go till it's hot to the top. So while the grill's going, we're gonna get a few ears of corn soaking here in our briner bucket. Just get those submerged, and by soaking these husks, it ensures that when we put these on with the husks on, it's gonna steam the corn. Next, we're gonna prep our corn tortillas for the totopos, and instead of kind of cutting these into chips, today what I wanna do is we're gonna do real thin strips, so it's just a nice little crunchy garnish in the salad. So we're gonna cut those pretty thin, about 1/8 of an inch by 1 inch long. And these are gonna get fried in some vegetable oil and a cast iron skillet on the grill. All right, charcoal is ready to dump, so we're gonna keep this all isolated to the left side of the grill here. This is where we're gonna do our direct grilling, and that'll allow us to do some indirect grilling on the opposite side. We get our grates in place. And then we're gonna get our corn out of the water. We're gonna put this on the indirect side of the grill to start to steam. I'm gonna go ahead and close up the airflow on this side. We're opening the airflow on the left side. We're gonna close this one down completely, leave this one wide open. So essentially our air's coming in from the bottom left and moving to the top right. So we get this nice heat over the indirect, and then really good radiant heat on this side that's trapped there. So we're also gonna place our jalapenos over the direct heat now. We're gonna get these totally blackened and charred, then we'll steam them and peel the skins off. Over here, we're going to heat up our skillet with some vegetable oil so we can fry our tortillas. We're not gonna go too much, just a pretty shallow fry. And you gotta be really careful, obviously oil and heat, that could create a lot of problems if this splashes over. So we're only gonna leave it here to heat up, and then we can kind of manage the heat a little bit later. But this is where you start to see where PK gets its name, portable kitchen. There's a lot you can do at once. We're steaming corn over here, we're grilling high heat here, we're frying in the back. All right, so checking out the jalapenos now. They're looking good on all sides. So we're gonna pull these off, we're gonna put them into a bag to steam for the next 10 minutes or so. Zip that up and set it aside. Let's check on our oil temp. We want about 375. Looks like we've overshot that by just a little bit. But at this point, we'll go ahead and kind of take the husks off of our corn here so we can do a direct grill on those. And let me move our oil indirect. Now the great thing about this is if we do have any spill, we're not going over hot coals, we're not gonna create a big fire over here. So this is the safer place to do your frying. So it'll also cool down a little bit if we just leave this lid open. So we get some cottons on here so we don't burn ourselves, but I'm just gonna peel the husks back. We're not actually gonna take them off. I'm gonna peel them all the way back. The corn has warmed up now, but we're gonna leave that on as a little handle so that we can turn these without burning our hands. All right, so you're gonna start to hear your corn popping a little bit. We're just looking to get a little bit of color on here. This is one of the great things about doing this on the grill, is adding that little bit of char adds so much flavor to the corn. So while the corn's getting toasty over there, we're gonna start frying our totopos. Make sure you work in batches, don't overfill this. We wanna make sure we avoid any grease fires. Getting hot over here, but we're getting just that little bit of color that we want on there. So it doesn't take long, we're just going for golden brown. As soon as they're crispy, we're gonna scoop those out with a slotted spoon, land them on paper towels. And then while they're still hot, with a little bit of oil on them, I'm gonna hit them with some smoked salt. All right, some of our corn is done, so that's gonna come off. The rest of it we're gonna move kind of evenly, get these a little bit charred all over. All right, last year of corn is coming off. We're gonna do a second round of our totopos. All right, so we're gonna slide our oil off the grill now. We're done with this, so we can close it up. We'll close up our airflow and choke out that fire. We've got our tortilla strips done, our corn, our jalapenos. Let's go back to the table and bring it all together. All right, so let's get the corn off the cobs while it's still hot. All right, so all the corn's going into a bowl. Again, still warm, which is good because we want to get a little butter melted in here. So this butter, you know, we've been keeping it kind of room temp, so it will want to melt right in here. I'm just gonna give it a little smash and warm it with my hands to help that along. And we'll let that kind of sit in there and melt as we prep these jalapenos and then bring everything else together in the bowl. All right, so jalapenos have steamed. You see that skin's releasing on its own from the flesh, and that's what we're looking for. Take those stems off, split it open. We'll scoop out these seeds, flip it over, and just peel or scrape that skin off of the flesh. If you get a little bit left behind, that's okay. Some flavor in there. And then that we're just going to dice up to add to the bowl. So again, this is not a key ingredient to esquites, but a nice addition. Smoky jalapenos. And you can do a milder chili if you like, and you leave it out altogether. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add in a 1/3 cup of mayonnaise. And if you know elotes, this is also a key ingredient in that. It's going to kind of coat all of that, give you that nice fattiness. We're adding a 1/3 cup of cotija cheese. Great funkiness, saltiness. Here's also an extra addition. We're doing a 1/3 cup of minced red onion, just for the crunch and that fresh bite. About a tablespoon of cilantro, and I'll tell you, if you can get some epazote, that's a great herb to use in here. But even at my best local Mexican markets, it's kind of hit or miss, hard to find. So we're using cilantro. We're also gonna do about a tablespoon of lime juice. And then just like we would shake some chili powder on our elotes, we're gonna be using about a teaspoon, maybe we'll go 2 teaspoons, of the Cattleman's Grill 8-second ride, which is heavy on the chili. Not so heavy on the salt, so at the same time I'm gonna add just a little bit of smoked salt. We don't wanna go overboard here, so we'll start light, and then we just give everything a good mix. Make sure we get all of the corn coated in the mayo and the lime juice. Look how bright and beautiful and vibrant this looks. It smells incredible. So many wonderful flavors. I don't know how we haven't done this earlier as far as the videos go, because this is a fantastic summer salad. All right, this is looking good. Let's grab a taste and see if we need to make any adjustments. Oh man, explosion of flavor. As soon as you bite into that grilled corn, so juicy, so sweet, but really well balanced by the fat and the chili and the salt. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and I love all of it. Now it feels like we're at the end of this, but the garnishes are also really key for this. So let's set up a single serving. Now as a street food, you're probably gonna find this served in a styrofoam cup, but we're classing it up a little bit today. Just a little bit more cotija on top, some Mexican crema, just another little garnish of cilantro on top, a little bit more 8-second ride if you're nasty, and if you like the heat, I highly suggest Where Did the Mango Man Eater, a great mango hot sauce on top. Now to top it all off with some of our totopos. And while it looks beautiful now, you're gonna wanna mix that all the way up before you take a bite. All right, let's give it the mix here. Get everything distributed evenly. One more taste. It just gets better. I love the fried tortillas in there, great crunch. Like I said, it's all really well balanced. The sweet, the salty, the spicy. And you can bump up that spicy if you like it. You can get rid of it completely by leaving out the jalapenos. You got options here, but no matter what you're gonna end up with is gonna be gone as soon as you serve it. It's that good. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out atbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.